أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ويل للمطففين الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون وإذا كالوهم أو وزنوهم يخسرون ألا يظن أولئك أنهم مبعوثون ليوم عظيم and onward inshallah. It's a longer surah. It has what 36 ayat. It'll take us a number of sessions before we can finish it. But inshallah, we will begin today. Ayah number 1, Wailul lil Mutaffifin. It's one of those surahs, by the way, which should be, I believe, should be memorized with meaning by every single Muslim. We as Muslims are so used to of paying attention to the ibadat, and we should, but we don't take care of many of the other matters of dealing with each other. The issues of honesty and integrity are actually kept to the side, where people are more interested in things like whether you have a covering on your head or not, or whether you have done the proper wudu or not, or whether you have your trousers above your ankle or not. But they don't care whether you are actually what your dealings are with other fellow human beings. And that's very unfortunate, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is actually giving such a, sending cuts basically on people who have bad dealings with other people, and not just Muslims. He says alan nas, people. Anyway, so we'll look at it. Ayah number 1, Wailul lil Mutaffifin. Wailun. This is an interesting sentence. It starts with a noun which is indefinite, and that noun is actually mubtada. Okay. We did study that typically the Jumla Ismiya starts with a mubtada, and mubtada is usually definite. But it's not a universal statement. It is a typical scenario, but it's not always the case. Sometimes it can be indefinite, and that's what we are seeing here. Lil Mutaffifin, harfu jar li, and Mutaffifin, al Mutaffifin. Harfu jar, ism majroor, together they make shubh jumla. And which is the khabar. Okay, short sentence, but very powerful sentence. Meaning, wailun, no verbal root. Woe, affliction, distress. Okay. Typical translation is woe lil mutaffifin. Okay. Mutaffifin comes from taffa, ta, fa, yataffu. Actually, it should be yatiffu. Just realized. Taffa yatiffu. This is the typo here. Let me highlight it so I can remember. Taffan, of a thing to be or become near. Okay. Form 2 is taffafa yutaffifu tatfifan. To give in short measure, to make defective, to make deficient, also means to be niggardly. Mutaffifun, plural being mutaffifun. This is ismul fa'il, the one who gives in short measure, gives less than what is due. Okay, I should have mentioned ismul fa'il, so let me just also take a note here. The ismul fa'il from taffafa yutaffifu, one who gives in short measure, gives less than what is due. Okay. Woe to the ones who give less then what is due? Okay. This is, by the way, a curse from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we need to think about it really. When we are dealing with others, are we among that group of mutaffifin or not? Okay. Ayah number 2. Allazina idha iktalu ala nasi yastawfun. Allazina here, there are multiple options. One of the options is it is a naat. So if it's a naat, then it is fi mahalli jarrin naat li mutaffifin. Sorry. Okay. Or it is fi mahalli raf'in khabar li mubtada mahzuf taqdiruhu hum. So in that case, the full sentence to understand would be humul ladina idha iktalu ala nasi yastawfun. Okay. And then iza, he is zarfu zaman, and it does contain the meaning of min ma'ana shart. And of course, this whole sentence here is silatul mawsul. Iktalu fi'l madi, waw is damir muttasil fi mahli raf'in fa'il, ala harfu jar, annas ism majroor. Oh, and then one other thing to note here is iktalu ala nas, that jumla is coming after iza. So that jumla is fi mahli jarrin mudaf ilayhi. إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون. يستوفون is فعل مضارع مرفوع. واو is ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل. And this whole jumla is جواب الشرط. Shart started with إذا. All right, let's look at the meaning. الذين, the ones who. Okay. Remember who is being qualified here? Mutaffifin. Okay. The ones who give less than what is due. The ones who إذا, when, iktalu, okay, comes from kala, kaf, ya, lam, yakilu, and then a few masdar, kailan, makalan, makilan. To measure, capacity, cubic content, to compare by measuring. Form 8 is iktala. I have to mention form 8 here. Iktala, yaktalu, iktialan, to receive or seek or receive in measure. Okay. To seek, to receive in full measure. I should have mentioned that. Receive in full measure. Basically, you are seeking to receive in some measure. Okay. When they seek to receive, okay, when they seek to receive from Annas, the people. Okay. Yastawfun, when they seek to receive from the people, what do they do? Yastawfun. Where does it come from? Wafa, wafa, waw, fa, ya, yafi, wafa'an. To live up to a promise or agreement, to fulfill, also means to pay a debt, to make up, to compensate fully, to fulfill the function, to be equivalent, to be sufficient, to be enough. Waffa yuwaffi tawfiyatan, to fulfill a promise, similar meaning. To pay someone his dues in full. Form 4, awfa yufi ifa'an, with harf B means to honor an agreement, to fulfill a promise. And then there's another meaning which is transitive, to give in full measure. Form 5, tawaffa yatawaffa tawaffin, to take one's full share. And of God, it means to take someone back unto him, to claim a soul. The passive voice, wuffiya, to die, to be taken back. Okay, these are used in the Quran. That's why I listed them, even though they are not used in this particular ayah. Istawfa, yastawfi, istifa'an, to seek or demand full payment, to take full measure. That's essentially what is happening here. Yastawfun, that they demand in full. They demand in full. Okay. So let's try to understand it again. Alladhina idha iktalu ala nasi yastawfun. When they receive, or when they have to receive, or when they seek to receive from the people, they demand in full. They demand that they be given in full measure. Okay. And then the next ayah, وَإِذَا قَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُوهُمْ يُخْسِرُونَ. Okay. Waw is harf atf. إذا is zarf. Zaman, again it does. But basically, I should have just mentioned, make it simple. Mr. Sabiqa. It is like the previous one that we saw. No difference. Okay, the previous ida in the previous ayah. Kaluhum. Okay. Fail Madi. Waw is the fa'il. Hum is maf'ulun bihi. Okay. And aw is harfu atf. Wazanu. Again, same analysis. Fail Madi. Waw is the dhamir muttasil fi mahali raf'in fa'il. Hum is maf'ulun bihi. And yukhsirun is fail mudare. مرفوع واو ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل and يخسرون is جواب الشرط and this is معطوف على إذا الأولى, the first إذا. Okay. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. And when قالوهم, okay, so this is the same verb that we saw before. Kala yakilu, okay, to measure capacity. So, and when they measure, okay, Now, this is the difference in two different languages. Hum in this case is a direct object for kala or kalu. But in English, we don't say they measure them. But in English, we will basically say they measure for them, meaning for the people, when they measure for the people, or au wazanuhum. Okay, wazan, wazana yazinu, waznan, to weigh, to balance. One was to measure kind of a in the capacity or the cubic or volume of something. Wazn is to weigh something or to balance something. Mizan is a ismul ala, balance or scale. Mawzoon is ismul maf'ul, something which is weighted of full weight. Okay, also has the meaning of a sound judgment, well considered, well balanced. Anyway, wazanuhum, or they weigh, again, for them, meaning for the people. When they measure for them or when they weigh for them, yukhsirun. Okay. Khasira yakhsaru, khasran, khasaran, or khasaratan or khusranan, to suffer a loss, to lose something. Form 4 is a causative meaning. Akhsara yukhsiru ikhsaran, to cause a loss, to give less than the correct amount, to shortchange. Okay. I think other are some of the common words used in the Quran as well. Khusrun or khasiruna, akhsaruna, mukhsiruna. So yukhsirun is they cause loss. Or they give less than what is due. Okay. So two conditions are stated. One, when they have to receive something in measure from the people, they expect full. But when they have to measure for the people or weigh for the people, they give them less than what is due. Okay. Those are the Mutaffifin, to whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has cursed them by saying Wailul lil Mutaffifin. I mean, the surah itself starts with it. It's a very strong statement. Wailul lil Mutaffifin. May Allah protect us from being those. And if unknowingly we have done it, may Allah give us the tawfiq to actually ask for forgiveness for that. Inshallah. Ala yazunnu ulaika annahum mab'uthun. Okay. Two parts here. Ala. First one is a Hamzatul Istifham. La is Nafiya. Yazunnu fi'l mudare. Marfu. Ulaika ismu ishara. Mabni. Fi mahalli raf'in. Fa'il. Liyazunnu. Annahum. Anna and hum. Anna wa ismuha. And mab'uthun is, I believe, khabar anna. Yeah, khabar anna. And of course, zanna yazunnu, we know, requires two maf'ulun bihi. So here we have anna plus ismuha plus khabaruha fi ta'wili masdar. Okay. No, not sadda. Sadda musadda. Maf'ulay. zanna. Okay. It basically represents the two maf'ul for the fail yazunnu. Okay, let's look at the meanings, inshallah. A, do, la, not, zanna. Okay, I think we've seen zanna before. Zanna yazunnu, zannan, to think, to consider, to deem, to come to know, to realize, to guess. Okay, think or consider. Ulaika, those. Okay, meaning those people, meaning those mutaffifin. Do they not think? Do those people not think? Annahum, that they, mab'uthun, ba'atha yab'athu, ba'athan, to send, to dispatch, to raise from the dead. Okay. With harf fi, to send an apostle or prophet. No, sorry. What happened here? Form 7 is imba'atha yamba'ithu, imbi'athan. We saw that, I think, in one of the surahs we already, I think Surah Shams, if I'm not mistaken. To rise, to be sent, to be provoked. Mab'uthun, ismul maf'ul, one who is raised from the dead or resurrected. Okay. Do they not think that they will be resurrected? Do they not think that they will be resurrected? Liyawmin azim. Ayah number 5, short ayah. Li yawmin. Li is harf jar. Yawmin is ism majroor. Both jar and majroor are muta'alliq. Mab'uthun. Okay. Which came in the previous ayah. And then azim is not li yawm. Azim is not li yawm. They'll be resurrected, and then so continuing on that, the meaning will be on a day, azim, okay, comes from azuma, ya'zumu, bab karuma, to be or become great, big, large, powerful, mighty, to be hard, or to be painful, to be oppressive. Azama yu'azimu ta'aziman, to observe, to respect. Azim is a ism al-fa'il ala sigha mubalagha, meaning great or severe. Okay. Azam, which is mutafdil, greater or greatest. So liyawmin azim, okay, great or severe. On a great. Also, some have translated this as a severe day. Moving on to the next ayah. Yawma yaqumun nasu yawma yaqumun nasu li rabbil alameen. Yawma, this is zarf zaman. I need to change the thickness slightly. Zarf zaman, and it is mansoob. And they say it is بفعل محذوف, which is estimated to be تقديره يبعثون يوم, meaning they will be resurrected on the day. Okay. And then the next ayah is the rest of the ayah on the next page. يقوم is فعل مضارع مرفوع. الناس is فاعل مرفوع. لي ربي حرف جر اسم مجرور. ربي is also مضاف. And عالمين is مضاف إليه. And this whole جملة فعلية, because it's coming after ظرف, في محل جر مضاف إليه. Okay. So the meaning of يوم, the day, the day يقوم. So قام يقوم قواما or قياما, to get up, to rise. We have seen many different forms of verbs and nouns from this root. قوم يقوم تقويما, we saw that in Surah 13. أقام يقيم إقامة, okay, we have seen it in multiple ayat as well. تقويم قيم, we saw that in Surah Bayyana. Also, I think that's all we have for this one that we have captured in these notes. So yaqumu is to get up, to stand up. So here, the day will stand who? Annas, the people. Lirab, for the Lord. Alameen, of the alam, comes from the root alima ya'lamu, means to know, to be informed, to find out. And alim, which is ismul fa'il, means the one who knows, but alam is world or universe. And the plural alamun means entire creation, all sorts of created beings, worlds, cosmos, everything is included in there, of the worlds. Okay. So, ليوم عظيم يوم يقوم الناس لرب العالمين. The day when the people will stand for or before, I should have written before the Lord of the worlds. Okay. Ayah number 7. كلا إن كتاب الفجار لفي سجين. Okay. كلا, we know, is a harf rad'in wa zajrin. Inna tawkidin wa nasbin. Kitaba is ismu inna wa huwa mudaf, and al-fujjari is mudaf ilayhi. Lafi, la, and fi. La is lamul mudahlaqa. And fi is harfu jar, and sijjin is ism majroor. And this together, jar wa majroor, this is fi mahalli raf'in khabar inna. Okay. Kitaba was ismu inna, and fi sijjin will be khabar inna. Now the meaning, kalla, typically translated as no with an exclamation. Inna, indeed. Kitab, okay, book, but also translated this as the record, okay, the record of the fujjar comes from fajara yafjuru, fajran, to break up, to cleave, and with the masdar fujur means to act immorally. Fajr, which is ism fa'il, plural being fujarun or fajaratun, liar, one who is acting immorally, wickedly, transgressor. So the record of the wicked lafi sijjin, okay, is in, we know lam al-muzalaqa is basically the displaced lam, and it is but it's still lam al-tawqid, it's still lam for emphasis. Sijjin, okay. Here we are not going to translate sijjin. We will let the subsequent ayah actually help us understand what sijjin is. Saeed, please go ahead.
Yes, on the Alameen, there is Alamun, which is Failun Ismu Ala, and this is Pochane ka Ala, Pochane ka Zariya, and this is under Bab Daraba, Alama Yalemo Alman.
So it's for a different?
Yeah, I think what you have mentioned is the.
I only mentioned one Bab.
Yeah, you mentioned the Babs Hame Alema Yalamo Ilman.
Okay. What is the meaning of the other Bab?
The other Bab is Daraba. It says, here it is. Just a minute. It says निशान लगाना या पहचान बनाना. तो इसका झंडा ऊंचा पहाड़ अलामतुन आलमुन after ala against alamun it says फाइलुन ismul ala का एक वजन है पहचाने का आला पहचाने का जरिया कायनात को आलम इसलिए कहते हैं कि अल्लाह को पहचाने का जरिया है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह रब्बिल आलमीन ये सूरह फातिहा का रेफरेंस है
Okay, inshallah. We'll look at it. Jazakallah khair, Saeed. So, Kalla inna kitabul fujjari lafi sijjin. No, indeed, the record of the wicked is in sijjin. Okay. Wama adraka ma sijjin. Ayah number 8. Okay. Wow here is isti'nafiya. Ma is ismu istifham. في محل رفع مبتدا أدرى का أدرى is فعل ماضي مبني على فتحة المقدرة فاعل مستتر تقديره هو का is مفعول به number 1 and this jumla starting from أدرى this jumla فعلية this is في محل رفع خبر لي ما. Okay. Now, and then ma sijjin. This ma is also ismu istifham في محل رفع مبتدا, and سجين is خبر مرفوع. But this whole jumla مع سجين, this jumla اسمية, jumla اسمية, we know adra requires 3 مفعول به. Okay, this is substituting or representing saddad, musaddad, مفعولي الثاني والثالث, second and third مفعول به لي أدرى. The first مفعول به for أدرى was ka, which is attached pronoun, which is attached to أدرى, أدرى ka. Okay. And then ma sijjeen, that jumla is coming as a is substituting for the مفعول به number 2 and number 3 for أدرى. Okay. In terms of meaning, so this is something that we've seen before. This is just simple revision. And what adraka will make you realize ma sijjeen, what sijjeen is. What sijjeen is. Okay. Now, before we go to the next ayah, just very quickly, the word sijjeen comes from a root sajana, yasjunu, sajnan, to imprison, to jail. Okay. The word sijjeen, it is referred to a valley in the hellfire, also a name of the hellfire, beneath the 7th earth, as well as another meaning which is listed in the dictionary. It's a register in which the deeds of the wicked are recorded. That meaning seems to be derived from this particular kind of, these ayat themselves. And then, of course, there's another noun from this root, sijnun, which means prison. This comes in Surah Yusuf as well. So what will make you realize what sijjeen is? Kitabum marqoom. Okay. Let's look at the analysis first. So kitabun is, they say two things. Either it can be badal min sijjeen, or khabar li mubtada mahzoof taqdiruhu huwa, meaning huwa kitabun marqoom. Okay. So kitabun is still means a register, a register. Okay, we'll come to marqoom because it's an, sorry, I should have mentioned the analysis of marqoom. Marqoom is simply naat to kitab. So the translation typically for this that I've noticed is, it says it is, so two interpretations which are done here. It is, and then it says There, meaning the Fujar, destination, recorded in a register, meaning Sajeen is their destination recorded in a register, Marqum, where Marqum itself comes from Raqama Yarqumu, Raqman, to write, to brand, to imprint, to mark, also means to number. The word Raqim, plural Raqaimu, Amnu min as-sarf, writing inscription tablet, and then Marqum is Ismul Ma'ful, meaning written or inscribed. So it's an inscribed record. In other words, Sijin is, according to this translation, it is their destination recorded in a inscribed register. Okay. Some others translate the Sijin as it's basically a numbered list. So I think the one that I captured seems to be kind of, at least to my layman, made more sense, but I don't claim that this is the only interpretation. Brother Nisar, please go ahead.
So Zaid, I'm wondering there, why can't be 3 interpretation of Kitabul Marqum? Just simply Jumla Ismiya, Mubtada and Khabar. And then we can say, or Badal min Sajeen or Khabar li Mubtada Mahzuf. I'm just wondering because you see the Muadara Kama Sajeen already done, right? Kitabul Marqum.
Yeah.
Register inscribed.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is possible. Technically it is possible because Mubtada does not have to be definite, doesn't have to be ma'rifah, it can be indefinite. We actually saw that at the beginning of this surah itself. Wailun was a Mubtada and it was indefinite.
Correct.
But the meaning in that case, a register inscribed. A register is inscribed.
Yeah, the entire now female not as the Sijin.
No. I mean, that part is a separate concern. But to make Kitabun Marqum as a complete sentence, Jumla Ismiya, where Kitabun is Mubtada and Marqum is Khabar, I'm just basically trying to understand the consequences of that. In that case, Kitabun will be the subject, meaning a book is inscribed. A book is inscribed, and then that a book is inscribed will be the is basically the nath to Sijin.
Correct.
Yeah, technically possible, but again, I didn't see that analysis in any of the
that's what I was
dictionaries.
wondering. Actually, technically is possible. There could be possibility, but the bad one is these two anyway. So
yeah, I think the part of our shortcoming is that we look at things, including me, purely from a grammar point of view, but not from an actual usage point of view. And that's where the linguists can comment more better as to why it is not. None of the dictionaries took it as a complete Jumla Ismiya.
Actually, it's quite possible in all the languages you describe something, and then you mention what you have been described. Kitabun Marqum, Wama adraka ma Sajeen, Kitabun Marqum.
But it can, but then we can also say that Kitabun itself is also a nath to Sijin, and Marqum is also a nath to Sijin. Yeah. So it can be nath number 1 and nath number 2.
Nath number 2.
But then the problem is Sijin, as you said, this fine, Sijin is also marfu. The first Sijin was majroor because it was after harf jar, but in ayah number 8 it was khabar, where it definitely was marfu.
So yeah, not the
I did not find in any of the analysis books this particular analysis. That's where I stayed away from it.
Jazakallah.
Yeah. But Saeed, please go ahead.
So the markum is not to kitabun, right? And kitabun same as sijjin. So
Correct.
basically, markum is not to kitabun.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. Manood in this case is kitabun. Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay. So, so this passage started with Kalla inna kitabul fujjari lafi sijjin. No, indeed, the record of the wicked is in Sijjin. Wama adraka ma Sijjin, and what will make you realize what Sijjin is? Kitabum marqum. It is their destination recorded in a inscribed register. Okay. And same language will actually be used for Kitabul Abrar as well, that we will see later on, inshallah, in the same surah. And number 10, Wailun yawma izil lil mukaththibin. So the Wailun, this is the second time the Wailun is coming in this surah. This is Mubtada. Yawma izin. Okay, so we have seen this a few times before. Yawma. And then is, and then the tanween. Yawma, we know, we analyze it as Zarfu Zaman. Is, here comes as Mudaf ilayhi because it's coming after Yawma. And the tanween is lil ibd an jumla mahzufa. Okay. It is basically to compensate for a jumla which is omitted because it's understood from the context. Okay, that because you know the meaning of Yawma is, we say on that day. So that day, that has a meaning based on the context. Wailun yawma is lil mukaththibin. So harfu jar li and mukaththibin harfu jar and ism majroor together they make up shibu jumla fi mahalli raf'an khabar. Okay, mubtada was wailun. Translation: wailun, again, woe on that day, lil mukaththibin, kadhaba yukadhibu, takriban, to accuse of lying, to disbelieve someone. And then mukadhib is ismul fa'il, one who strongly denies, one who falsely denies. Okay. Woe on that day to the deniers. Okay. But Said, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. You mentioned that tanween is was of jumla mazuf. So what jumla is mazuf?
What jumla is mazuf? Whatever is described before. Whatever is, because we have been talking about li yawmin azim, yawma yaqumun nasu li rabbil alameen.
Right.
So you can say the day when the people will stand in front of their Lord. Yaqumun nasu li rabbil alameen. That's the case where every time Yawma Idhin come, we'll always be saying the same thing. Always saying the same thing. Zarf zaman, mudaf ilayhi. And then tanween is lil ibd an jumla mahzufa. Jumla mahzufa, you will have to fill in the blank with whatever was there before.
Okay, thank you.
Ayah number 11. Allazina yukazzibuna bi yawmiddin. Okay. So wailun yawma izil lil mukazzibin. And then those mukazzibin are being described. Allazina yukazzibuna biyawmiddin. We know allazina ismul mawsul. Here it is coming as a fi mahalli jarrin naat lil mukazzibin. And some have said or badal. And we have seen this before as well. Sometimes naat and badal are interchangeably described. And of course, this is ism mawsul, so it will be followed by silatul mawsul. Yukazzibuna mudari marfu wa alamatu raf'ihi thubut nun. Waw damir muttasil fi mahli raf'in fa'il. Bi yawm ad-din. Bi yawm harfu jar ism majroor. And then wa huwa mudaf, and ad-din is mudaf ilayhi majroorun. And then this whole jumla is silatul mawsul. And then the waw, which was the fa'il, is the a'id that goes back to allazina. Allazina, the ones who yukadzibuna, deny, biyawmiddin, the day of judgment. Okay, the one who deny the day of judgment. Moving on, inshallah, ayah number 12. وَمَا يُكَذِّبُ بِهِ إِلَّا كُلُّ مُعْتَدٍ أَثِيمٍ. Waw here is waw al-haliya. Ma is nafiya. Yukadhibu, fi'l mudari, marfu. File is coming later, so we will analyze it then. Bihi, jar, wa majroor. Illa, harfu istisna. Kullu is coming as a fa'il, it is marfu, wa huwa mudaf. Mu'tadin is mudaf ilayhi. And athim is na'at to mu'tadin. Okay, let's look at the meanings. So we are talking about mukazzibin here. That's where the curse was sent upon them in ayah number 10. Wailun yawma izil lil mukazzibin alladhina yukazzibuna bi yawmiddin. And now we are saying wama yukazzibu bihi illa kullu mu'tadin athim. Okay. So ma, not yukazzibu, denies, bihi meaning it, meaning the yawmuddin, not denies it, except kullu, every, mu'tadin, okay, mu'tadin, root is ada, ain, dal, waw, ya'du, masdar being adwan, to pass from one thing or an affair to another. to go past something, to cross, to overstep, to exceed, to go beyond something. And then adwan or uduwan or adaan or udwanan or idwanan, those masdar with the same past tense verb have the meaning of to engage in an aggressive behavior, hostile action. Form 5, ta'adda yata'adda ta'addin, to transgress. I'tada ya'tadi i'tida'an. Form 8, to commit an aggression, to violate the commands, to act unlawfully. And then mu'tadin, ism fa'il, someone who is aggressor, one who violates the command. We categorize verbs in two categories, muta'addi and lazim. The muta'addi verbs, essentially, what the where this name muta'addi comes from is that the verb oversteps. So the verb not only affects its file by making it marfu, but also oversteps beyond the file to make its mafulun bihi mansub. Okay, so its effect is beyond the file. It basically oversteps the file to affect another word in the sentence. That's where the muta'addi verbs come from, because it has a mafulun bihi and it's going to affect it by making it mansub. Okay. Anyway, so وَمَا يُكَذِّبُ بِهِ إِلَّا كُلُّ مُعْتَدٍ أَثِيمٍ. So here mu'tadin is one who violates the command, the transgressor. Every transgressor. And then athim, athima ya'thamu. Okay, I need to fix something here. It should not be bab nasara, it should be bab samia. To sin, to err, to do what is unlawful. Athim is a ismul fa'il ala sigha mubalagha. Someone who is a habitual liar, or someone who is a hardened sinner, okay? Not just once or twice, but continuously, who is habitually lying and sinning. Okay, so transgressor, and this is asim, is a naat for it, hardened sinner. So wama yukazzibu bihi illa kullu mu'tadin athim, and no one denies it, meaning no one denies the day of judgment except every hardened sinner or hardened sinning transgressor. Okay, we move on, inshallah. Next ayah number 13. إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين. Okay, إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا, that's the first part of the Shartiya sentence. قال أساطير الأولين. So إذا, starting with إذا, we have the zaman. And it contains the ma'ana shart, meaning of shart. Tutla, maybe I need to make some room here, if you don't mind me writing it again. Tutla is fi'l mudare, marfu, and it is here mabni wala majhul, alayhi jar wa majroor, Ayatuna, ayatu, and na. We had tutla, which was fail mudare majhul. So ayatu is naib fa'il. Wa huwa mudaf, and na is mudaf ilayhi. And that sentence, tutla alayhi ayatuna, coming after zarf. So it has to be analyzed as mudaf ilayhi fi mahalli jarrin. So this is the shart. إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا. الجواب الشرط قال أساطير الأولين. قال في الماضي فاعل مستتر تقديره هو. Okay. أساطير خبر لمبتدا محذوف تقديره هي. يعني هي أساطير الأولين. Okay. The reason it's important to kind of it's important to realize one thing here. See, qala is a fail. If you just look at it purely from a technical point of view, and then we said, well, in a jumla failure, if you have a noun coming after the verb which is marfu, then that is a fa'il. Well, if you see it, asatiru is actually marfu. So can asatiru be the fa'il for qala? No, it can't. It cannot be, because knowing the meaning of qala and knowing what is being said, we know it is not the asatir which is saying it. Okay. So the fa'il for qala in this case is mustatir taqdiruhu huwa, as we captured here. And then asatiru is actually a khabar for a mubtada which is mahzuf. Because the complete sentence was hiya asatirul awwalin. They just didn't say that here because that's understood. And then awwalin is mudaf ilayhi. Majrurun wa alamatu jarrihi al-ja'u, because li'annahu jama muzakkar salim. Okay. Let's go to the meaning, inshallah. I think we should also then say, we should say that, in order to make it clear. Then this asatiru is this sentence, jumla ismiya, okay, fi mahalli nasbin maqulul qawl. This is the statement which is said, okay, and because it's a object of the verb qala, so it will be considered maf'ulun bihi, or in the case of qala, we say maqulul qawl. Okay. Iza, when, tutla, tala yatlu, tuluwan, to follow immediately, to go without or without intervention, to succeed, to ensue, tilawatan, to read, to recite, to recount, to narrate. Here it has the meaning of to read, but it's a majhul, it's a passive voice. When are recited alayhi, to him, ayatuna, our ayatuna. Here we will translate ayat as verses. Our verses, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's verses from the Quran. Qala, he says, asatir, satara, yasturu, satran, to write, to jot down, to draw lines. You know, in Urdu we say satar, meaning the line comes from this. Also means to outline a project. Sattara yusattiru tastiran, to compose lies or falsehood. Okay. And then musaytir, which we saw in one of the surahs before, which is also written with a swad instead of a sin. One who controls or controller. Lasta alayhim bi musaytir. And then ustur, plural being asatir, fable myth or idle talks. Okay. Also, some translate this as legends. Okay. He says legends. Okay. In other words, he's saying these are legends awwaleen. Okay. Awwal, first, foremost, also means earlier, previous, foremost. Okay. Of the former people. Of the former people. Okay. إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين. When our verses are recited to him, he says these are legends of the former people. Okay, meaning he does not take them as a lesson for himself, as something that where he is the subject and he needs to learn from it and apply it to himself. He just says these are just stories from the previous people. They have nothing to do with me. Ayah number 14. Kalla bal rana ala qulubihim ma kanu yaksibun. Kalla, same analysis as before. Harfu rad'in wa zajrin. Bal, harfu lil-idrab. Al-intiqali. So it is not nullifying anything, it's simply transferring from the previous statement to the next one. Ra'ana, fail madi. Ala, harfu jar. Qulubi, ism majroor wa huwa mudaf, and him is mudaf ilayhi. Ma is ma al-mawsula. Okay, here, of course, it's mabni. Here is fi mahalli raf'in fa'il lil fail ra'ana. Okay, kanu fail madi naqis. Waw is ismu kana. Yaksibun fi'l mudari marfu. Waw is the damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. This whole jumla fi mahalli, sorry, nope, fi mahalli nasbin khabar kana. We are still missing one minor thing because we have ma'al mawsula. Kanu yaksibun is the silatul mawsul. Silatul mawsul. Okay. There's one other possibility here, which is for ma. They say it can also be ma masdariya. Okay. And in that case, we still need to find the file for the fail rana. They say in that case, the masdar mu'awwal, which is a combination of ma, the harfu masdari ma and the fail, which is following it kanu, that together masdar mu'awwal will be fi mahalli raf'in fa'il lil fi'l rana. In terms of meaning, no, bal here, meaning rather, rana, it's a new verb, we have not seen it before. Rana, ra, ya, noon. So it's a ajwaf ya'i fail. Yarinu, rainan. To rust, to engulf. Okay. With the harf jar ala means to take possession, especially of in this case of heart. Okay. So rather rusted or stained Okay, upon qulubihim, their hearts, ma, that which. So I'm translating it with by taking this as ma al mausula, that which kanu, they used to. Remember, we studied that if the fi'l kana is used just before fi'l mudare, then the meaning is they used to, and then whatever the fi'l mudare is, that is they used to do that. So yaksibun, kasaba yaksibu, kasban, to gain for oneself or for someone else, to earn, to profit, to win. Okay, they used to earn. Okay, so kalla bal rana ala qulubihim ma kanu yaksibun. No, rather their hearts have basically have been stained, or sorry, rather that which they used to earn have stained their or rusted upon or put rust upon their hearts. That's where they cannot actually see the truth, and that's where they keep denying. Okay. Moving on to the next ayah, inshallah, ayah number 15. Kalla innahum an rabbihim yawma idhin la mahjubun. Same analysis for kalla, so I'm going to skip it. Innahum. So here we have inna wa ismuha. An rabbihim. An is harfu jar. Rabbi ism majrur wa huwa mudaf, and him is mudaf ilayhi. Yawma idhin, we did the analysis before. I'm just going to write the three parts, same analysis as before. And then la mahjubun, la and mahjubun. La is al-lamul muzahlaqa, and mahjubun is khabar inna marfu'un. Meaning, no, indeed, they, an rabbihim, an from rabbihim, their Lord, yawma izin, on that day, la mahjubun. So hajaba, yahjubu, to veil, to cover, with the harfu jar an, to hide, to obscure. Hijab, a screen, a curtain, veil, or also has the meaning of seclusion. Mahjub, which is ismul maf'ul, something which is hidden, veiled, or secluded. Okay, so indeed on that day, indeed from their Lord on that day, they will be screened off or veiled. Okay. Kalla innahum an rabbihim yawma idhin la mahjubun. Okay. On that, indeed, on that day, they will be screened off or veiled from their Lord. Okay. Ayah number 16. Thumma innahum lasalul jahim. Thumma innahum lasalul jahim. Thumma harfu atf. Innahum, again inna wa ismuha. La salul jahim, la, and then salu. Again, we have allamul muzalaqa. We can see ayah after ayah. There's inna, which is harf tawqid, and lamu tawqid. So there's a lot of emphasis in these ayat. Salu is khabar inna. In this case, remember, huzifat nuhu lil idafa, because it's coming as mudaf. Okay, remember when Jama Muzakkar Salim or Musanna, whenever they come as mudaf, the noon at the end is dropped. Okay, so the full word was saluna, which is it's a plural, but because it's coming as a mudaf, and al jahim is mudaf ilayhi, the noon is dropped. Let's look at the meanings. So the two translations of summa, one is then, and another one is moreover. Innahum, indeed they, lasalu. Okay, so we have seen this before. Saliya yasla, siliyan, to undergo roasting in the fire, to be burnt by the fire, to enter or hurl oneself into the fire. This is actually intransitive verb. Salin, okay, is the ism fa'il. It's a naqis verb. That's why the noun here is manqus. Saluna is a plural for it, Jama Muzakkar Salim, one who burns in the heat of the hellfire. Indeed, they will burn al-jahim. Okay, so jahuma, yajhumu, juhuman, there are multiple spellings for it. To burn brightly, to kindle, and jahim itself, fire burning, blazing, intense fire. Al-jahim is the name of the hellfire, another name of hellfire. Okay, burn in the hellfire. Now, if you notice the way I have translated that, and I think that's how most of the translations translated in this case is, indeed they will, or then indeed they will burn in the hellfire. But if you notice the word which is used for burning is salu, which is saluna, which is ismul fa'il, which is an ism. It is not a verb. Ism are daim. Ism don't have a tense. Okay, so they do have more emphasis in them. So that's another way of bringing emphasis in here, that it's not that they will burn for a short time, but they will be kind of continuously burning it in the hellfire. Okay, so that's another kind of benefit of using the ism here. May Allah protect us from being among those people. Brother Nisar, please go ahead.
Brother Zaid, the ayah number 15, you say will be screened off or veiled. The two positive meaning. Yeah. Veiled means hidden.
Yeah.
Right? And screened off is open.
No, screened off. Why are you saying it's open?
Remove the screen. So
No. It's no. That's not the intent of the word screened off. Screened off meaning that there will be a screen between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and them, meaning they will not be able to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
All right, okay.
Yeah. Meaning screened off, they will be screened off. They will not be able to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. ثم, once again, it's a harfu atf. يقال فعل مضارع مرفوع مبني للمجهول. We can tell from the wazn. It is a wazn of yuf'alu. Okay, but because it's a ajwa fail, the ayn kalima has been has replaced with an alif. So yuqalu. So we will be looking for naib file in this case. Okay, so naib file is actually coming later. That's why I'm not saying it is mustatir here. Haza ismul ishara mabni ala sukun fi mahalli raf'in mubtada. Allazi is ismul mawsul مبني على سكون في محل رفع خبر لمبتدا هذا. Okay. هذا الذي. So once we have the اسم الموصول, we will be looking for صلة الموصول, which is coming next. كنتم. Okay. So كن تم. So كن is فعل ماضي ناقص. تم is ضمير متصل في محل رفع اسم كان به جار ومجرور. And then تكذبون is فعل مضارع مرفوع واو ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل. And this جملة فعلية. جملة فعلية في محل نصب خبر كان. Okay. And of course كنتم به تكذبون. This is صلة الموصول. The عائد in this case is actually محذوف and تقديره تكذبونه. Okay. So this would have been the عائد going back to الذي. هذا الذي كنتم به تكذبونه, who would be what الذي is, what goes back to الذي. And this whole jumla ismiya, okay, jumla ismiya is في محل رفع نائب الفاعل للفعل يقال. Okay. This is what is will be said. So that is essentially نائب الفاعل for يقال, which we saw on the previous page. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. ثم, then, or you can also say moreover. يقال, okay. Will be said. Okay. What will be said? That is in this part of the ayah. This, okay, is what kuntum, you used to be, okay, it. See, I just realized one mistake I made. Maybe I should correct. I believe the aid is not mahduf. Aid is the he in kuntum, in kuntum bihi. This goes back to allazi. Okay. You used to kadhibun, kadhaba yukadhibu, to deny. Okay. You used to, sorry, different color, deny. So remember, previously, in one of the ayat, it started with by saying, somewhere here, ayah number 10. Wailun yawma izil lil mukaththibin. Okay. Before that, we were in the description of Fujjar, in Akalla inna kitabul Fujjari la fi sijjin, wa ma adraka ma sijjin, kitabum marqum. And then it said, Wailun yawma izil lil mukaththibin. Woe on that day to the deniers. And then it gave us a description of who the deniers are. Alladhina yukazzibuna bi yawmiddin, wa ma yukazzibu bihi illa kullu mu'tadin athim. إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين, and so on and so forth. Now the last ayah in the description is saying that then ثم يقال هذا الذي كنتم به تكذبون. Moreover, it will be said to them, or it will be said, this is what you used to deny. Okay, which is the day of judgment and the recompense that they will be getting, which will be Salul Jahim, that they'll burn in the hellfire. So so it kind of closes that chapter or passage by saying, this is what you used to deny, and which started by saying, woe to the one who actually deny. So now the next statement start, but before we go there, let's see, there is a raised hand. Go ahead, Brother Saeed.
Yes, I noticed that Hazallazi is the naib file, Mubtada and Khabar, not the whole sentence. Haza is Mubtada and Allazi Khabar, so it says Jumla Mubtada wa Khabar fi Malirafa naib file. That's what Yaqut says.
Correct. It's just where it is placed. I think we have discussed it previously. The Jumla Ismiya is Mubtada and Khabar, but in this case, the Khabar is Ismul Mawsul, and Ismul Mawsul is always followed by Silatul Mawsul. So Silatul Mawsul is connected with the Ismul Mawsul. So when we say Jumla Ismiya fi mahalli raf'in, we are saying the same thing, that the Jumla, which consists of Mubtada and Khabar, is Naib file, but then the Khabar itself is connected with Silatul Mawsul, so it kind of gets dragged along with the Ismul Mawsul.
Okay.
I mean, we cannot just say Hazal Lazi. That basically, syntactically, you can say we got the Mubtada and Khabar. From the rules of Jumla for a nominal sentence, you can say I got the Jumla and Mubtada and Khabar, but it's still, I mean, Allazi now requires Silatul Mawsul. So that's where we are saying the Jumla, the full Jumla, is fi mahalli raf'in naib file. Now, this is a style of different Arab dictionaries where some of them, like Dr. Yaqut, they mention the I'rab of the Jumla as soon as all the required elements of the Jumla are present. Like for a Jumla Failiyah, they will say Fail and File are there. Right away, they will basically say what this Jumla stands for and what are the I'rab of this Jumla.
Right.
They wouldn't wait for the Maf'ulun Bihi and other things. Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Jumla Ismiya. They will only, as soon as the Khabar comes, they will say this is the I'rab of this Jumla. They will not wait for other things which are coming in the Jumla. They may be Naat for that. There may be Hal for that Khabar or Mubtada. There may be Mudaf ilayhi. There may be other things. But they will just give the I'rab of the Jumla as soon as the minimum requirement of the Jumla are met. But if you look at other Arab dictionaries, for example, you look at Nurul Yaqeen, they wait until the end of the Jumla. And end of the Jumla meaning everything that is part of that Jumla, then they start giving the Arab of the Jumla. So that is really more of a style of Arab dictionary than the kind of the Arab rules themselves.
Okay, thank you.
All right. But thanks for giving me a chance to drink some coffee so I can wake up. All right. So moving on, inshallah. Ayah number 18. Kalla inna kitab al-abrari lafi illiyin wama adraka ma illiyun kitabum marqum yashhaduha al-muqarrabun. Okay. Similar construction that what we have seen before. So we will do more of an abbreviated analysis of this because you already seen it before. So kalla we know is harfu rad'in wa zajrin. Inna we know kitab is ismu inna. Wa huwa mudaf and abrar is mudaf ilayhi. La and fi lam we know is lamul mudalaqa. Fi harfu jar illiyin is ism majroor. Previously we see sijjin, now we are seeing illiyin. Okay. Meaning no, indeed, the record abrar. Okay. Barra barara mudaf verb yabarru. Interestingly, okay. So and then birran. If you notice, I put two different bab samia and bab fataha. So the dictionary say the asal is either barira or barara. Both spellings exist, but of course because it's mudaf, so it becomes barra in both cases. The mudare is still jabarru. So bab samia or bab fataha means to be pious, kind, gentle, affectionate in behavior, to be true, to be reverent, dutiful, charitable, to obey God, to honor. Also is used in the context of to be to honor the parents. Ismul fa'il is barrun, and then bararatun or abrarun are the plural, one who is pious toward parent and towards God, also good, just, righteous, true, and virtuous. Bir is both a noun, used as a noun as well as a verbal noun. Righteousness, piety, act of charity. Okay. So here we are talking about abrar, which is a plural of barun, which is a ismul fa'il, one who is pious towards parent and towards God, okay, or righteous. So inna kitab al-abrari, indeed the record of the righteous. Lafi illiyin is in illiyin. So again, we will simply do a transliteration here, so we can understand the meaning based on how Quran explains it. Wama adraka ma illiyun. Wama wow. Harfu istisna. Ma is ismu istifham. Fi mahalli rafin mubtada. Adra ka fi'l maadi. Fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. Ka maf'ulun bihi number 1. And this jumla jumla fi'liya is fi mahalli raf'in khabar li ma. And then the next ma in ma illiyun, this is also ismu istifham. في محل رفع مبتدا. And then عليون is خبر مرفوع وعلامة رفعه is واو لأنه جمع مذكر سالم. And this جملة اسمية is representing مفعول به مفعولي الثاني والثالث لأدرى, because أدرى is one of those unique verbs which requires 3 مفعول به. Okay, we have seen this before. This is just a revision. So what will make you realize ما عليون, what عليون is. عليون is. Okay. So actually the answer for this question and the question that was asked in the previous few ayahs before, ما أدراك ما سجين, is the same. Kitabum marqum. Over there it was also kitabum marqum. Here it's also kitabum marqum. Okay. So the translation is actually similar, which is it is their destination recorded in a register. And marqum we saw before means something which has been in Urdu we say raqam karna, to write down, to inscribe, which is inscribed in a inscribed register. Okay. I think I forgot to do the analysis of this particular i'rab of this. I should have done it, but this is similar to what we saw in the previous ayah as well. This is the kitabun is badal min illiyun aw or khabar li mubtada mahzuf taqdiruhu huwa, meaning huwa kitabum marqum. Okay, wama adraka ma illiyun, and what will make you realize what illiyun is? Huwa kitabum marqum. It is. So huwa will be translated as it is, or it can be taken as a badal, meaning a substitute for illiyun. Okay, and then marqum is simply naat for kitabun. Okay. In terms of the meaning of illiyun in the dictionary, so it comes from the verb ala, ain lam waw, ya'alu, uluwan. Also another spelling is aliya, which is a naqis ya'i, ain lam ya, ya'ala, ala'an. So it is both bab nasara and bab sami'a, means to be high, to be elevated, to be exalted, lofty, to excel. Ta'ala yata'ala ta'alin, form 6, to rise, to be sublime. The fail amr for this has come to mean come. And then alin is lofty, sublime. And then the word iliyun with a mushaddad lam, plural being iliyun, means record, books, or highly exalted ranks. Highly exalted ranks. Those are the meanings which are given by the dictionary. And then next ayah number 21, yashhaduhul muqarrabun. Okay. So fi'l mudari marfu, Fa'il is coming later. Who is maf'ulun bihi fi mahalli nasbin. And al-muqarrabun is the fa'il mu'akhkhar coming after maf'ulun bihi. We know the meaning of yashhadu, shahida yashhadu, to witness, to be present, to testify. Okay. So the meaning it, witness it. So this who goes to illiyun, basically, or you can say goes to kitab, kitabun marqum, which came in the last ayah. And al-muqarrabun, which is the fa'il, comes from, the root is qaraba yaqrubu, qurban or maqrabatan, to be near, to come near. And then form 2 is qarraba yuqarribu taqriban, to cause to come near, to bring close. Okay. So the form, so ismul maf'ul is muqarrab on the version of mufa'alun, and the plural is, jama' is muqarrabun, one who is drawn near. Okay. Or in other words, the favored ones. Okay. The one who is brought near, one who is drawn near. Okay. The ones who are brought near, and many of the dictionaries put this interpretation or within the brackets or parentheses to Allah, near to Allah. Okay, so the ones who are brought near to Allah are going to witness it, are going to witness the Kitabum Marqum. That's how I understand it. Allah knows best. Allahu Alam. Okay. Moving on, inshallah. Ayah number 22. Innal abrara lafi na'im. Inna harfu tawkidin wa nasbin, abrara ismu inna, lafi lamul muzahalaqa, fi harfu jar, na'im ism majrur. Okay. Meaning, indeed, abrar, we saw the meaning for that before. Indeed, the righteous, lafi, are in na'im. Okay. You see that we saw this word before in Surat-al-Mutaffifin, definitely. Na'ama yan'amu or yan'amu. Also, na'ima yan'amu, ni'matan, man'aman, to live in comfort and luxury, to be happy, to enjoy. Na'im is happiness, bliss, delight, pleasure, ease. Okay. So they are in pleasure, or many have translated this as bliss. Okay. They are in pleasure or bliss. Innal abrara lafi na'im alal ara'iki yanzurun. Ayah number 23. Okay. Harfu jar, ala, al ara'iki, ism majroor. An interesting analysis here. So this says it is jar majroor is fi mahalli nasbin hal min fa'il fi yanzurun, which is coming later. Okay. This is the hal of the doers of yanzurun. Okay, very interesting. The ones who will be doing yanzurun, they will be in this hal, meaning they will be alal ara'ik. Okay, so let's look at the yanzurun. Yanzurun is fi'l mudari marfu. Waw is damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il, and which in this case is also we can call it sahibul hal, the one which is the owner of the hal. And here's another interesting thing. This jumla yanzurun. So you can actually kind of read the sentence if it makes it easy to understand. Yanzuruna alal araiki. Yanzuruna alal araiki. Okay. So that then we'll see the hal is coming after the fi'l. But this jumla yanzuruna, this jumla fi'liya. Okay. This is khabar number 2 li in, which was the started in the previous ayah, innal abrara lafi naim. Ismu inna was abrar. First khabar, which I actually forgot to mention, which I should have mentioned in the previous one itself. So this jar wa majroor, maybe I should mention here. This jar wa majroor plus majroor is fi mahalli raf'in khabar inna. This was khabar number 1. So first predicate about abrar is that they will be in a bliss. Second one is yanzuruna, and then alal araiki is just a hal for yanzuruna. Okay, let's look at the meaning, inshallah. So ala we know, on. Araik, okay. Araka, hamza, ra, kaf, ya'ruku or ya'riku, both spellings are there. So bab nasara or bab daraba. Urukan, it is said of camels to feed upon or remain among the trees of kind arak. Okay. And then arikatu, typo here. I need to mark, otherwise I'll forget. Arikatun. Okay. The plural is araiku, which is ma'mnu min as-sar. That's fine. There's no tanween at the end. But the singular should have a tanween. Means raised couch, an elevated or raised couch. Okay. So alal araik, okay, on couches or raised couches. Okay. Yanzurun. Okay. So nazara yanzuru, nazaran or manzaran, with or without ila, to see, to view, perceive with an eye, to observe, to watch. To observe, to watch. Okay. So the translation that I have seen is they will be observing or gazing. Okay. Observing. Okay. So now if we were to understand it, just to kind of create an image, innal abrara lafi naim, indeed the righteous will be in a bliss. Observing and gazing, kind of implicitly sitting upon or lying on the couches, lying on the raised couches. So this lying or on the couches is khabar number 2 for inna. Yeah. Moving on to next one, ayah number 24. Ta'arifu fi wujuhihim nadratan na'im. Nadratan na'im. Ta'arifu fi'l mudari marfu. Fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu anta. Okay. Which directly at the time of revelation implied Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but now with extension, others who are going to be in Jannah, inshallah. Fi harfu jar. Actually, I shouldn't say who will be in Jannah. I think I should stop at saying the file is mustatir taqdiruhu anta. Okay. Wujuhi is ism majroor. Him is mudaf ilayhi. And before I go to the next page, let me just complete one other part of the analysis. So this jumla, this next jumla ta'arifu, okay, this jumla, again jumla fi'liya, is also fi mahalli raf'an khabar number 3 li inna. First one was fi na'im, second one was yanzuruna, third one is ta'arifu fi wujuhihim. Okay. Wujuhihim, and then nadrata, this is maf'ulun bihi. Okay. An-na'im maf'ul, sorry, wa huwa mudaf, and na'im is mudaf ilayhi. Okay, let's look at the meanings, inshallah. So ta'arifu, arafa ya'arifu, ma'rifatan, irfanan, to know, to perceive, to experience, to acknowledge. Okay, and then ta'arafa yata'arafu, form 6, to get to know one another. I'tarafa ya'tarifu i'tirafan, to confess, to acknowledge. Ma'ruf, we know, ismul maf'ul. So ta'arifu says, they say it means that you will know, or you will recognize, fi wujuhihim, in their faces. We have seen wujuh before, so just I've captured it in the notes. You can take a look at it. You will know, or you will realize, or you will recognize in their faces. Nadrata. Okay. Nadara yanduru, also nadira yandaru, also nadura yanduru. So a lot of different spellings. To be fresh, to be radiant, or luminous, or glowing, to be bright or brilliant. Nadratun, freshness, radiance, glamour, vigor, or splendor. And ismul fa'il mu'annas, nadiratun, something which is glowing, radiant, or shining. Okay. So nadiratun, here it will be radiance, or glow. Okay. And then an-na'im is here mudaf ilayhi. So radiance of pleasure, delight, bliss. Okay. So ta'arifu fi wujuhihim nadratan na'im, you will recognize in their faces a glow of pleasure or bliss or delight. Okay. This is being said of the people which are referred to as abrar. Okay. So this was khabar number 3 about abrar. Now we go to next ayah number 25. Yusqawna min rahiqim makhtum. يسقون من رحيق مختوم. يسقون فعل مضارع مرفوع مبني للمجهول because you know the wazn is يفعل. واو is ضمير متصل في محل رفع نائب الفاعل. Okay, and this جملة فعلية once again في محل رفع خبر number 4 لي إن. Okay, so this is one more خبر for إن where the subject was أبرار by the way. Okay, من is حرف جر, رحيق is اسم مجرور, and مختوم is not number 1. So a lot of counting going on here. Okay, because we are expecting more not for رحيق. يسقون سقى يسقي, so sin قاف يا ناقص يا'i, to give drink to, and then suqya, giving drink or watering. So yusqawna is, the meaning is, are given drinks. They will be given to drink men from rahiq. Okay, rahiq, it has no verbal root, meaning is pure wine. Okay, from pure wine. Makhtoom. Okay, khatama yakhtimu, khatman khitaman, to seal, to stamp, to close, to finish, to complete, to conclude. Okay, khitam, something that's concluding, also means conclusion or end part or seal. Okay, and then makhtoom, that which is sealed or also concluded or ended. Okay, the common translation I've seen this is sealed. They will be given to drink from a sealed pure wine. A sealed pure wine. Ayah number 26. ختامه مسك وفي ذلك فليتنافس المتنافسون. ختامه مسك. ختامه, so a sentence starting with an ism. That ism is mubtada. وهو مضاف, and who is مضاف إليه. Misk is khabr. And then وفي ذلك فليتنافس المتنافسون. This wow is واو اعتراضية. The parenthetical wow. في, we know, is harf jar. ذلك اسم الإشارة في محل جر. فليتنافس, so there are a lot of stuff going on here. Fa, and then lam, and yatanafas. Okay. Fa is harf atf. actually, yeah, harfu atf. But then it says it is brought in li ziyadatil ihtimam. Okay. What does that mean? Just quick English translation. For increasing the attention or interest or care. Okay. This is for the fa. Lam is lamul amr. And yatanafas is mudare majzoom. Okay. Actually, there was a sukoon at the end. So it was yatanafas. But the kasra is there only to deal with the iltiqa sakinain, because the next word starts with a basically lam has a sukoon as well. Mudare majzoom. So it's majzoom because of lamul amr. And then al-mutanafisun is the fa'il for yatanafas. Okay. Remember, we just a quick recap. We have fail amr for second person. That's the 6 forms. Anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna. For the third person or the first person, to bring the amr, we use lamu amr. So in this case, it is a third person. Third person file in this case is mutanafisun. So we use the lamul amr with fil mudare majzoom. And this whole jumla, fi dhalika, so this fi dhalika, sorry, the other thing I also forgot to mention. I guess you don't always do that. So fi dhalika, this is muta'alliq bil fi'l yatanafas. Okay. So this jar majrur fi dhalika is related to yatanafas. Okay. All right. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. Again, I forgot one other thing again. Yes. So this jumla, wa fi dhalika, this is jumla la mahalla laha min al-i'rab i'tiradiyya. Okay. Because we'll go back to the original topic after this jumla. The next ayah, wa mizajuhu min tasneem, is going to be connected back to the previous topic, which was before wa fi dhalika falyatanafasul mutanafisun, meaning it's going to go back to rahikim makhtum, essentially. Anyway, khitamuhu, we saw the meaning of khitam when we were looking at khatama. Khitam means concluding, conclusion, or end part. Okay. So we are talking about rahikim makhtum. Okay. Again, I forgot one other thing, one more time. This jumla, khitamuhu misk, is actually this jumla ismiya. There's so much of kind of nested analysis that it's easy for me to forget. Fi mahalli jarrin naat li rahiq. It is a adjective on rahiq. Adjective number 2, naat number 2. First one was makhtum. Okay. Meaning to khitam, the end part, the seal, okay, or the conclusion. Okay. So different translations. Some say seal of it, or some say last of it, and some say last sip of it. So just make it very explicit. Last sip of it is misk. Okay. Misk, masaka yamsuku or yamsiku, maskan, to hold back, to cling, to adhere. Masaka yamasiku tamsikan, to hold fast. Amsaka yumsiku imsakan, to withhold, to stop, to hold, to retain, to seize. Istamsaka yastamsiku, istimsakan, form 10, to take a firm hold of. Misk means musk in English. And I'm very comfortable in saying it's not a coincidence that both are very similar. This word musk either came from misk or they both are from some other common root. So, khitamahu misk, and the last of it, or last sip of it, some put some additional interpretation in it, will smell like musk. Okay. Moving on, inshallah. وفي ذلك فليتنافس المتنافسون. So this is now the jumla itiradiyya. Okay, so let's look at what it means. We in that falyatanafas. Okay. So root is nafasa yanfasu, nafsan. So we've seen this a number of times in the context of nafs. So the same root have this form 6. Tanafasa yatanafasu, tanafusan, to rival, to compete, to contend. Okay, remember one of the common meaning patterns of form 6 are the things which are group actions and are kind of reciprocal actions. Okay, so here to compete you need more than one. Okay, you contend you need more than one. So that's what it basically means. Okay, so and then mutanafis is a ismul fa'il, mutanafisun being the plural, the one who competes or strives for. Okay, so in that, let strive, okay, or contend. Sorry, contend. Al-mutanafisun, the one who strive or contend. Okay, the one who strive or contend. So that was a kind of a detour from the main topic, which was describing different things about Abrar. First one being that they will be in Na'im. Second one being the Janzuruna al-Araik. Next one being Ta'arifu fi wujuhihim nadrat al-Na'im. Fourth one being Yusqawna min rahiqim makhtum. Okay. And then we are given a description or another naat for rahiq, which is khitamuhu misk, that its kind of last sip of it or its conclusion will smell like musk. And then it says, وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسِ الْمُتَنَافِسُونَ. And in that, let the one who strive. Let the one who contend. Okay, meaning let them be among those righteous. Okay. Then it goes back to وَمِزَاجُهُ مِن تَسْنِيم. Okay. وَمِزَاجُهُ مِن تَسْنِيم. Waw is harfu atf. Mizaju is mubtada. Hu is mudaf ilayhi. Min is harfu jar. Tasneem is ism majroor. Jar majroor shibu jumla. Khabar. Okay. And this, now this is important. This is ma'atufun ala jumla. Sorry. Khitamuhu misk. طعمه مسك. Okay. This is ma'atuf to the jumla which is before وفي ذلك فليتنافس المتنافسون. That's where that jumla in the middle is actually a parenthetical sentence. Okay. Meaning mizaj, mazaja yamzuju mazjan mizajan, to mix, to blend. Mizaj, that which is mixed with something else, that which is mixed with something else. Okay. So and its mixture, and its mixture min tasneem, okay, is from, tasneem comes from sanima yasnamu, sanaman, of a camel to be or become large in the hump. Okay. Sanama yusannimu tasneeman, to make a camel large in the hump, making a camel fat. Tasneem as a verbal noun means to be in a high place, but it is also a proper name or proper noun, name of a water spring in paradise. Okay. I think more than one dictionary gave the meaning, name of a water spring in paradise. So we will just translate this as tasneem, which is a proper noun. Okay. Meaning its mixture is from tasneem. So about the that pure wine that which we are told that it is makhtum, it is sealed. We are also told that it is, its conclusion or its end part is smells like a musk. Its mixture is from tasneem, okay, which is a water spring from in the paradise. All right, let's do one more ayah, inshallah, and then we will conclude today. Aynay yashrabu bihal muqarrabun. Aynay, okay. Aynan is mafulun bihi. Okay. لفعل محذوف. تقديره أمده. Okay. Or they say it can be also be taken as أو حال من تسنيم. Tasneem, because لأنه, we just talked about it, لأنه علم, meaning it is proper noun. Tasneem is proper noun, so we can take it as a hal for tasneem. Okay. And then yashrabu, fail mudare, marfu, fa'il is coming later, biha is jar wa majroor, and fa'il is al-muqarrabun, marfu'un. And this whole jumla, yashrabu biha al-muqarrabun, this jumla is fi mahalli nasbin naat li aynan. Okay. Translation. Aynan, ayn we have seen before, ana ya'inu. And ayn has two really different meanings. If the plural is ayun, means eye, and if the plural is uyun, means water spring. Okay, a spring. Okay. Yashrabu, shariba, yashrabu. Okay. Will drink biha, from it. Al-Muqarrabun. We saw Al-Muqarrabun before, the ones who are drawn near. The ones drawn near to Allah. The one drawn near to Allah. So, actually that finishes this kind of the description of the Abrar, and then we go towards the last passage, inshallah, which we will start next week, inshallah. Inna alladhina ajramu kanu min alladhina amanu yadhakun. So talks about how the people, the criminals, how they used to treat the people of faith, and then towards the end, it'll tell how the people of faith will look towards the same people in the hereafter, inshallah. Inna alladhina ajramu kanu min alladhina amanu yadhakun. Okay. Inna alladhina ajramu. So inna harfu tawkidin wa nasbin. Allazina ismul mawsul fi mahalli nasbin ismu inna. And so because we have ismul mawsul, we expect a silatul mawsul, which is what's right after it. Ajramu fil madi mabni ula dhamma. Fa'il is damir muttasil waw al-jama'a fi mahalli raf'in, and that is a silatul mawsul. And then kanu fil madi naqis, waw is ismu kana, and this jumla fi'liya is fi mahalli raf'in khabar inna. Main nazar for jar allazina, no, another allazina came, which is ismul mawsul again, but here its purpose is ism majroor. And then amanu is a fi'l madi, waw being the damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. And this amanu is again silatul mawsul. Okay. So far we have ismu kana, which is the waw in kanu, but we haven't found the khabar kana, which is actually this last part of this ayah, which is the fi'l mudari marfu bi thubuti noon. Waw is the damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il, and this jumla, again jumla fi'liya, this is fi mahalli nasbin khabar kana. Okay, it's an interesting ayah that again we have seen in other places also, but just a quick revision. Inna, ismu inna is mansub, khabar inna is marfu. Kana is exactly the opposite. Ismu kana is marfu and khabar kana is mansub. So if in this case, because jumla is coming as a khabar kana, so we say fi mahalli nasbin. Okay. Just checking if I missed anything in the analysis before I move on. I think I am good, inshallah. All right, let's look at the meanings, inshallah. Inna lazina ajramu. Indeed, the ones who ajramu, jarama yajrimu, German, to tempt, to induce, to lead into something bad. I think I should have mentioned it. To lead something into an error or sin. And then ajrama yujrimu ijraman, form 4, to commit a crime or sin. So in the ladina ajramu, the one who commit crime or sin, the one who committed crimes. Okay. كانوا من الذين آمنوا يضحكون. So here kanu is being used with fi'l mudari, so the translation is going to be used to. The one, indeed, the one who used to commit crime, or one who committed crimes, used to min alladhina amanu. Okay, here the translation of min has been taken as at. The ones who amanu, who believe, yadhakun. Okay. Dhahika yadhaku, dhahkan, bab samia, to laugh at, to ridicule. Dhahikatun, which is a ismul fa'il, muannas, the one who's laughing or laughing. Okay. Yadhakun, they laugh. Okay. So, indeed, the one who committed crimes or committed crimes used to laugh at the ones who believed. Okay. So this is being described as of what's happening in this dunya. Okay. And then a number of other things other than laughing, they used to do other things as well, and those are described here in the subsequent ayat. Ayah number 30. وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِهِمْ يَتَغَامَزُونَ. So واو حرف عطف. إذا ظرف زمان. Here it is, it contains the meaning of شرط, متضمن معنى الشرط. Okay. And then it says, because it is harfu atf, so it should be ma'tuf with something. So there are two possibilities which are given. One is that it is fi mahalli nasbin ma'tufun ala yadhakun. Okay. Or they say it is fi mahalli raf'in ma'tufun ala kanu min allazina. So it is either ma'tuf to yadhakun or ma'tuf to kanu min allazina. In both cases, it doesn't really change the meaning. I thought I should share both with you. وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِهِمْ. So marru is fi'l madi. Waw is the damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. Bihim, bi, harf jar bi, and him ism majroor. So this is the shart. Okay. وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِهِمْ, up until there is the shart. And the jawabu shart will come after this. يتغامزون فعل مضارع مرفوع بثبوت نون. فاعل is again واو الجماعة. So this whole jumla فعلية is jawabu shart, or you can say jawabu iza, because shart is cleared with iza in this case. Okay. Looking at the meanings. And when marru bihim. Okay. Marra yamurru, bab nasara, to pass, to pass along, to stroll by, to continue. Marratun, means one time. Okay. So marru bihim here will be that pass by. So I should have said when they pass by. Maybe I should say when they pass, and then bihim is by them. So the first they is the allazina ajramu. The first one is allazina ajramu, and in the him in bihim is the allazina amanu. Okay, so when those criminals, the ones who used to commit crime, pass by the people of belief, what would they do? Yataghamazun. Okay, yataghamazun is ghamaza yaghmizu ghamzan, to feel a ram to see if he is fat. Okay, so basically touch the belly of a ram to see if it is if he's fat. Nothing to do with the meaning of form 6, which is taghamaza ya taghamazu, taghamuzan, to make a sign to one another, to wink at one another. Okay, again we know that form 6 has a meaning pattern of actions which are done by more than one person, or kind of reciprocal actions. So when they pass by them, they wink. Okay, they wink, kind of again ridiculing them, another way of ridiculing somebody. Okay, making those secret signs at each other about someone else. So that's essentially what they used to do with the people of belief. Allazina amanu. وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِهِمْ يَتَغَامَزُونَ. When they pass by them, they wink. It's quite amazing that even these little details of people's behavior is captured in the Quran. Okay, just kind of makes it clear to us that we need to be looking at our behavior, and sometimes how we kind of feel, oh, this is so small. I mean, doing something like this is not a big deal. I mean, it is mentioned in the Quran. If it is mentioned in the Quran in that negative context, then it is a big deal. So just a reminder for ourselves, inshallah. Next ayah number 31, and this is a continuation of again the behavior of those people which are called in previous ayahs, allazina ajramu. وَإِذَنْ قَلَبُوا إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِمْ إِنْقَلَبُوا فَكِهِينَ. Okay. So starts very similarly, again a shartiya sentence. Waw, harfu atf. Iza, same. Zarf, zaman. Mutadammin. Ma'ana shart. انقلبوا فعل ماضي. واو being the ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل. إلى حرف جر. أهلي اسم مجرور وهو مضاف, and him is مضاف إليه. Okay, that is shart. جواب shart is now the next sentence. انقلبوا, again فعل ماضي. واو is the fa'il, and this jumla is coming as jawabu shart. Fakihin is mansub, and it is coming as a hal for where sahibul hal is the fa'il of inqalabu in the jawabu shart. Okay, meaning, and when inqalabu, I think we have seen inqalabu before. Number 30 should be coming soon. Yeah, right here. So in qalaba yanqalibu inqilaban, form 7, to return, to come back, or to go back. Okay. And when they return or go back to ahlihim, their people. Okay. We have seen ahala or ahl, the root for that. So ahl basically means people, family, household, very long list of meanings actually. Followers, a man's wife or wives and his children and household who are objects of his expenditure, and thus any brothers, sisters, or any other relatives or strangers who the man feeds or sustains in his adobe. So all of them are considered ahl. And then I think we discussed it last time as well. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban. Please do take a look at this part of the notes, inshallah. Ila ahlihim, to their people. When they return to their people, okay. In qalabu, they return fakihin. Okay. Fakiha yafkahu fakahan or fakahatan. Bab sami'a, to be or become cheerful, humorous. Okay. Fakihun, and plural is fakihun, rejoicing, cheerful. Okay. So they go back to them. So the typical translations are actually rejoicing. Actually, more than rejoicing, I should actually, is jesting or joking. Okay, again, joking about the alladhina amanu. Okay, that they are joking about them, the way they behave. وَإِذَنْ قَلَبُوا إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِمْ إِنْ قَلَبُوا فَكِهِينَ. So when they return back or go back to their people, they go back joking, again making mocking and making fun of the people of belief. Ayah number 32. وَإِذَا رَأَوْهُمْ قَالُوا إِنَّ هَؤُلَاءِ لَضَالُّونَ. Similar structure again describes the same people and their behavior. I will make a shortcut here. So this is Mr. Sabiq or Sabiqa. We have seen this before. It's exactly the same thing. Ra'awhum fi'l madi. Waw is ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل. Hum is مفعول به. Okay, so this is the shart. وَإِذَا رَأَوْهُمْ قَالُوا, again starts with fi'l madi, waw being the fa'il. Inna, we know harfu tawkidin wa nasbin. Ha'ula'i, this is ismul ishara, which is mabni, so fi mahalli nasbin, ismu inna, ladallun, lam, and then dallun. Lam is lamul muzahalaqa, and dallun is khabar inna. Okay, and also inna ha'ula'i ladallun, they're coming after qala, so this is fi mahalli nasbin maqulul qawl. It is what is said. Okay, it is the statement which is said. And of course, I forgot to mention this qalu, this jumla is jawabu shart. Okay, meaning, and when ra'awhum, they see them, qalu, they say, indeed, haula'i, those, or actually these, meaning the people of belief, are ladallun. Okay, this is the same dallun which at the end of Surah Fatiha we say dallin. Okay, what is dallin? This is the marfu form. So it comes from Zalla yadillu, which is the muta'af verb, to lose one's way, to be lost. And Dallun is a ismul fa'il from this, on the version of fa'ilun, Dallun, one who is lost. Okay. Indeed, these are certainly lost. Certainly lost. And notice again, they are using the ism form, the noun form, which is da'im, which is more emphatic. So the statement they are making is emphatic that they are definitely lost. It's not like they are making one or two mistakes here or there, but they are actually kind of just completely lost in terms of the path that they have taken. So إِذَا رَأَوْهُمْ قَالُوا إِنَّ هَؤُلَاءِ لَضَالُّونَ. Okay. So what was the first thing that they did? The first thing was يَضْحَكُونَ. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ أَجْرَمُوا كَانُوا مِنَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا يَضْحَكُونَ. Okay. They laughed at them. وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِهِمْ يَتَغَامَزُونَ. When they passed by them, they winked. وَإِذَنْ قَلَبُوا إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِمْ إِنْ قَلَبُوا فَكِهِينَ. When they went back to their people, they went back joking or jesting. And then وَإِذَا رَأَوْهُمْ, and when they saw them, they said, indeed, قَالُوا إِنَّ هَؤُلَاءِ لَضَالُّونَ. Indeed, they are certainly lost. Okay. And then it says, وَمَا أُرْسِلُوا عَلَيْهِمْ حَافِظِينَ. Ayah number 33. وَمَا أُرْسِلُوا عَلَيْهِمْ حَافِظِينَ. Okay. Interestingly, when I first memorized this surah, I couldn't fully understand the meaning of it because I was not looking at the I'rab. And one of the I'rab really helped me kind of understand and connect it to the previous, and kind of started to kind of make sense in my head, at least, inshallah. So, and that part for me was this wow being wow al-hal. This wow is halia. Ma is nafiya for negation. Ursilu fi'l madi mabni lil majhul. And wow then in that case is naibul fa'il. Alayhim jar wa majroor. And then hafizin is, they say it is the hal min naibul file, which is this one. Okay. It is a hal for the naibul file in ursilu. Okay. Let's understand it. What does that mean? Wama, so because wa is haliya, it means while. Okay. Now some have translated this as though. Okay. Though. And then ma being not. Okay. Ursilu. Okay. Arsala yursilu. Arsala yursilu irsalan, to send, to dispatch, and for God to send a messenger. Okay. So here it is because it's passive voice, and wow is an I file. Okay. They are sent. They are sent. Okay. They were sent actually. They were sent. Okay. While they were not sent, meaning because of ma, there's a nafi. While they were not sent, alayhim, upon them, Okay, so the first they in they were sent goes to the alladhina ajramu, okay, the one who committed crimes, and in the next them in alayhim goes to alladhina amanu, while they were not sent, okay, upon them hafizin. So we know the meaning of hafiz, the one who guards, protects, one who preserves or maintains. Here the common translation has been keepers, okay, as keepers. Okay. So the way it connects to the previous ayah is وَإِذَا رَأَوْهُمْ قَالُوا إِنَّ هَؤُلَاءِ لَضَالُّونَ. Okay, that they those criminals, they make a statement that these people alladhina amanu, they are actually lost. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I mean, they weren't sent as keepers or guardians on the people of the faith. So if they are not sent as such, I mean, who are they to basically make such a statement or claim? Okay, it's not their job to start giving the certificates of guidance or being lost, but they kind of take that upon themselves to make that strong statement. Brother Kamal, please go ahead.
Why this wow is why wow halia? Why not it's continuation of the previous statement and is atf?
So first of all, when we say it's halia, we are actually connecting it to the previous statement, but the way it's connected is different than if it was ma'tuf. Okay. So if you make it ma'tuf, then the translation will be something like this. Okay. So if I were to like translate the previous ayah and this ayah together, then this is how it would sound. And when they see them, they say, indeed, these are certainly lost, and they were not sent upon them as keepers. And they were not sent upon them as keepers. Okay. But if you make it wal halia, then it connects with the previous one with the word of while or though, meaning they cannot really make this statement. Okay. Because they are not sent upon them as keepers, while they were not sent upon them as keepers. So if they're not sent upon them as keepers, then why are they even making the statement? That's how I can kind of justify it being halia.
So can't we make it like wow etrazia?
See, etaradia you make when you have two, you have a continuous topic going on, but in between you insert something. In between you insert something. Okay, so and what you insert is not really about that particular topic itself. Okay, for example, we say Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born in Makkah. Okay, so me saying sallallahu alaihi wasallam has nothing to do with the main topic, which was that I wanted to convey that he was born in Makkah. Okay, but I say that so that is why we call it a parenthetical or etaradiya sentence, because it is I mean, because the reasons which are mentioned in the hadith. But the so me saying Muhammad and then saying sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born in Makkah. So the sentence was Muhammad was born in Makkah. Okay, so this other sentence was put in between that. Here we are not putting it in between another topic. This is related to that topic itself. Okay, that's why it is halia, that it is defining the hal of what they were doing. What were they doing? They were saying that these people are certainly lost. When they were saying it, their hal was what? That they were not sent as their keepers.
Thank you.
Yeah. But Saeed, please go ahead.
Yes, Bajat has said wow ataf.
Yeah, definitely. I think one or two dictionaries probably did mention wow atf, but I think Nurul Yaqeen had it halia. Dr. Yaqut had halia. If I am not mistaken, Muhyiddin Darwesh also had halia. So there were enough evidence for it to be halia. It kind of made sense for me as well. So that's why I picked the halia one. Okay. All right. So let's go to next one. ayah number 34. فَالْيَوْمَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنَ الْكُفَّارِ يَضْحَكُونَ. So now the tables have turned. Okay. Now this is being described on that day, the day of judgment. Here, this wow, a couple of different options which are given is, so this far actually not wow. Some have said that it is istinafia. Or some have said it is harfu atf. Okay, both are options are given. Al-Jawm is zarf zaman. Okay. Al-Lazina is ismul mawsul, coming here fi mahalli raf'in, coming here as mubtada. Amanu fi'l madhi, waw is the fa'il, and of course this is silatul mawsul. Silatul mawsul min al-kuffar jar wa majroor. Okay, and then yadhakun is fi'l mudari marfu. Waw is ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل, and this jumla, the jumla fi'liya, في محل رفع خبر لمبتدا الذين. Okay, so really if you just look at the mubtada and khabar, the complete sentence is الذين يضحكون. Okay, but of course الذين always comes with a silatul mawsul, and that's what we said. Amanu. Okay, so what is the meaning? فَالْيَوْمَ الَّذِينَ. Okay. So the translation for al-yawm here has been done as today. Today. Today in this case refers to the day of judgment or the time after that. Today, al-lazina, the ones who amanu, believe. Okay. Minal kuffar. Okay. At the kuffar. Okay. Plural of kafir actually. Two different plurals of kafir. One is kafiruna and kuffar. Disbeliever, one who rejects, denies God. Okay. Also, there is another plural which is kafaratun, which is coming, I think, I believe in Surah Abasa we will see that. It's an intensive plural, basically obstinate disbelievers. Here we will say at the disbelievers. Yadhakun, okay, laughing. Okay. So today, the ones who believe will be laughing at the disbelievers. Today, the ones who believe, or you can say are laughing at the disbelievers. Okay. And then next one, next ayah, alal araiki yanzurun. Okay. It's the complete repetition of another ayah we saw before, which described again the people of the faith, or actually abrar. Innal abrara lafi na'im alal araiki yanzurun. Okay. So here it is said that they will be laughing, and again, where will they be, or what will they be doing? Alal araiki yanzurun. So same analysis over here as well. Ala harfu jar, araik, al-araik, majroor, and both of them are muta'alliq bif'il yanzurun, which is coming later. Okay. And then yanzurun itself is fi'il mudari marfu and waw is the ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل. So again, I mean, how to understand, you can kind of in your head read it as ينظرون على الأرائك. Okay. So translation, on the couches, on the couches, ينظرون. Okay. So we saw the meaning as observing, gazing. Okay. Or so gazing around or observing. Okay. And then the last ayah in the surah, ayah number 36. هل صوب الكفار ما كانوا يفعلون. هل صوب الكفار ما كانوا يفعلون. So هل is a harfu istifham. صوبب fail madi. From the wazn we can tell it is majhul on the wazn of fu'ila mabni lil majhul. Al kuffaru is naib fa'il. Naib fa'il. Ma kanu. Okay. So this ma, again, two options. One of them is that this is ma al mawsula. Ma al mawsula fi mahalli nasbin mafulun bihi sanin. Okay. And the other one is that this is aw. It is masdariya. Okay. And in that case, the masdar mawwal, both the ma'al masdariya followed by the fail, which makes up masdar mawwal, masdar mawwal, both of them together in that case are fi mahalli nasbin mafulun bihi tanin. Okay. Kanu, fail madi, naqis, waw is ismu kana, yaf'alun, fail mudari marfu, waw is the damir muttasil fi mahalli rafin fa'il, and this is again, this jumla is fi mahalli nasbin khabar kana. Okay. Yeah, I think we covered everything. I don't think we missed anything. Okay. The meaning, hal suweba, have, suweba, saba, sa, waw, ba, yasubu, sauban, to return to a place where one had come before, to go back to a place where they had been before. Sawwaba yusawwibu tasweeban, form 2, to repay someone for something. Okay, it's a doubly transitive verb, to repay someone for something. Now when it becomes majhul, then one of the maf'ulun bihi becomes the naib fa'il, okay, which is a someone, and then something is still maf'ulun bihi. That's why we say it's maf'ulun bihi number 2. So suweba will be to be repaid or rewarded. Okay, have suweba been repaid. Okay. By the way, the word sawab also comes from this, reward or recompense. Have been repaid who? Al-Kuffar, the disbelievers. Okay. Have the disbelievers been repaid? Ma kanu yaf'alun. Okay. That which kanu they used to yaf'alun do. Okay. have the disbelievers been paid? Okay, now in English, we will basically kind of put a for that which they used to do. Okay, fa'ala, yaf'alu, to do. Have the in other words, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by making that statement, فَالْيَوْمَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنَ الْكُفَّارِ يَضْحَكُونَ, kind of gives them the indication that yes, you have been, I mean, the disbelievers have been laughing and making fun and winking and all, doing all those things. But on that day, the table will turn, and then a clear statement that they've been, I mean, kind of a rhetorical question that haven't they been paid for what they used to do? Okay, so this is their recompense for that. That was the last ayah of Surah Al-Mutaffifin. Alhamdulillah, it was actually one of the longer surahs that we finished. Took us almost 3 sessions to finish, but Alhamdulillah, we finished it. Any question on any of the things? Brother Kamal, please go ahead.
This the ayat number 35. Is it not the Jumla Haliya?
Ayah number, good question. Let me go back.
The ayat before.
Let me check my notes. Did I capture it as such? Okay, I did not, and I may have missed it, but let me just quickly check my Arab dictionary. I have them open here. Okay. That may be the case. I may have missed it. Let me just quickly check. Give me 1 second.
Zahid, your voice is very low, or maybe it's
Sorry.
from side.
Sorry, is it better now?
Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry, this mic is so sensitive. If I move even 2 inches to the side, it basically doesn't capture it. Okay, let me see. Yes, correct. No. Very good observation, brother Kamal. Jazakallah khair for. So Nurul Yaqeen did capture it like that. Let me just quickly double check with Sulman Yaqut as well. Yep, I missed from both places. Jazakallah khair. I will capture it here. So this ayah number 35. This jumla, failure, fi mahalli, nasbin, hal, min al-fa'il, sorry, shouldn't say min al-fa'il, should be min fa'il yadhakun, fa'il of yadhakun, which makes sense. Yeah, it is. So this jumla, in other words, فَالْيَوْمَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنَ الْكُفَّارِ يَضْحَكُونَ, today the ones who believe are laughing at the disbelievers. In what state? عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ يَنْظُرُونَ, while they are gazing or observing, sitting on the couches. So that does make sense. Jazakallah khair, Brother Kamal, for bringing it out. Sister Sultana, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Wa
The
alaikum.
one question was the same about ayat 35, which you corrected, alhamdulillah. The second is about 36. Like, here is mafulun bihi sani, but I couldn't get where is mafulun bihi awal.
Oh, okay. Good question. So what happens is, sawwaba yusawwibu. Okay, so sawwaba yusawwibu. So the meaning is to repay someone for something. Okay, to repay someone for something. So there are basically 2 maf'ulun bihi in this. Okay, 1 and 2. Now, when we bring it to the majhul form, okay, we say suwwiba. Okay, so what happens is when we studied the majhul form, the way it was described in Medina books, if I recall correctly, is that the maf'ulun bihi becomes naib file. The maf'ulun bihi becomes naib file because the file in the case of majhul is gone. Is basically the reason it's called majhul is that we don't know who the file is. At least a sentence does not bring up the file at all. So the maf'ulun bihi becomes naib file. So what happens in this case is that this maf'ulun bihi becomes the naib file. So in this case, that maf'ulun bihi is kuffar. So that becomes the naib file. Okay. So then for something, so this second maf'ulun bihi is what is ma kanu. So the analysis books, instead of counting the maf'ulun bihi from number 1, they keep their counting. So it's kind of funny. They keep the naib file, even though it's naib file. They don't basically start the counting from the second one. They say the first maf'ulun bihi in this case is still number 2, because the kuffar was the original maf'ulun bihi if it was the ma'lum form. That's what I have seen in the Arab dictionaries.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. The third is the ayah number 34. Fal yawma. It's zarfu zaman al yawma. Can the whole jumla ismiya after that be fi mahali jarin mudaf ilayhi?
Yes, it is. It is. And normally I mention it, but sometimes out of laziness I don't. So this al-lazina, this whole jumla will be, this jumla is fi mahalli jarrin mudaf ilayhi, because it's coming after zarf.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Saeed, please go ahead.
Yes, I thought that in alal araika yanzurun, the jumla haliya is yanzurun, because this is the mudare and file in it. So that is considered as a file, as a hal in Yaqut and in at other places as well.
Correct. And I'm saying the same thing.
No, but I think we're talking about the whole jumla alal araika yanzurun.
True, but brother, if you look at the analysis, what we are saying here is that alal araiki, what is our analysis for it? We are saying is jar majrur muta'alliq bi fi'l yanzurun.
Right.
So the alal araik, that is basically a sub clause under the main actor in the jumla, which is yanzurun. Yanzurun is the main actor in this jumla, which makes it jumla fi'liya actually. Okay. So the way to understand this is that yanzuruna alal araiki. Okay,
right.
yanzuruna alal araiki. If you put that sequence, then you clearly see that it's a jumla fi'liya and alal araiki is just a sub clause under yanzuruna, because it's muta'alliq yanzuruna.
Right.
If the sequence is switched, and Allah knows best, my limited knowledge is that kind of the emphasis is that they're sitting on the couches. Okay, that's to bring more attention to they're sitting on the couches, because that kind of brings that image of comfort, of pleasure, okay, of delight. So it just brings that attention. But then the main actor or agent in this is yanzuruna, which dictates the nature of the jumla, and that jumla yanzuruna alal araik is basically the hal for the file of yadhakun.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, 9:54, almost 55. 5 minutes. I don't think it's a good idea to start the next Surah Infitar. So inshallah, we will start it next time. But just a quick announcement about, I hope most of you, inshallah, will be able to make it for the get together next Saturday, inshallah. It'll be after a long time that we are seeing each other. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you. But in the meantime, let me just make dua, and then we will end the call. We will have a regular call next week, same time, inshallah. And we'll start from Surah Infitar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. اللهم إنا نسألك الجنة ونعوذ بك من النار. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم ارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين يا أرحم الراحمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Brother Nisar, please go ahead.
Yes, Brother Zahid, if nobody has a question, I'm just trying to comprehend the last ayah.
Yeah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has such a detailed description before of everything, the yazakun and yataghamizun and the fakihin or du'alin. And then in the last ayah, in the kuffar, they said it just one sentence. You know, in order to describe that how they will be in a hell or, you know, something like that. So it's only a satirical thing, actually. Have the disbeliever has not been repaid what they used to do? And that's it. On the other hand, when come to the Amnu, and then he describes such a good detail for everything, you know. So
correct. Yeah, I mean, definitely goes beyond my
yeah, the same thing.
my level, but it definitely. I mean, we have seen in the Quran, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala at times is so precise and so. I mean, it's so summarized. There are a lot of things are kind of understood from the context.
Yeah.
And the kind of, I mean, there's so much, I mean, if I agree with you, I mean, if you start to ponder, if you start to do tadabbur, there's so much behind this ayah.
I know, because
there's
if you
so much
look
behind this ayah, it's such a short ayah.
Yeah, exactly. It's very, very deep.
Yeah, I mean,
because if you look at the surahs before that, very nicely, ending of the surahs were very nicely, you know, you can comprehend the entire message very clearly. In this particular one, you come back and you can see that how detailed it was described, how they used to do for Amnu, for the people who used to believe. And then when you come to the kafar, you know, it just left it. Maybe it's one of those, what you call muhkamat. The meaning, you know, is a very profound meaning, which we have to really ponder quite a bit. You know, so,
I mean, on surface, as believers, we can logically understand it. Alhamdulillah, we can justify it. That, I mean, haven't they been recompensed for what they used to do? Okay, that's part of our belief system, that everybody on that day will actually
be recompensed
for whatever they did. But in this case, that is highlighted for many of the actions which are mentioned in the previous ayat, what they used to do with the believers. Okay? So those actions are captured. Interestingly, there are multiple ones of them. First one being that they used to laugh, then the second one being that when they used to pass by them, they used to wink at them, and they used to joke at them when they used to go back to their people, and then they used to, whenever they would see them, they used to make this such a big statement that these guys are certainly lost. Okay, and then, but in the return, all Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is saying is that the believers will laugh at them on that day, and in what state? When they are sitting on their couches. That's it. Meaning everything else now is irrelevant. Whatever they used to do, because or used to say, because that was all wrong. And then all it's at the end it says this kind of this now brings in or concludes by saying that haven't they been paid for what they used to do? Meaning everything they used to do was wrong, hence they've been paid back with the punishment that they are getting today now.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used the word hal for that.
Yeah, correct. Correct. Yeah. I think one thing that I am not, honestly, I haven't fully understood in detail is the difference between hal and when to use the harf of
in this particular case, they use the hal, you know, so.
Correct.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.